My fiancée, Anna, was on her knees, crying and begging me to take the medicine, just hoping I would get better soon. I couldn't even be bothered to look at her. That's because when my fever was 105 degrees and I desperately needed ibuprofen, she took it to save her first love, leaving me to suffer a fate worse than death alone in the hospital. While I was delirious with fever, I dreamed that a woman entered my room. She helped me sit up, gently fed me medicine, and gave me a sweet herbal tea to drink. It was in that moment I realized that men deserve to be cherished, too. When I woke up the next, my fiancée, Anna, was on her knees, crying and begging me to take the medicine, just hoping I would get better soon. I couldn't even be bothered to look at her. That's because when my fever was 105 degrees and I desperately needed ibuprofen, she took it to save her first love, leaving me to suffer a fate worse than death alone in the hospital. While I was delirious with fever, I dreamed that a woman entered my room. She helped me sit up, gently fed me medicine, and gave me a sweet herbal tea to drink. It was in that moment I realized that men deserve to be cherished, too. When I woke up the next day, the fever gone, I thought it was a dream until I turned and saw a box of ibuprofen she'd left behind. As I was struggling to remember who the woman from last night was, Anna called. "Can you get the doctor to prescribe some more ibuprofen and cough medicine? My friend has a 99-degree fever and feels terrible. Sorry, I can't help you. I'm about to have surgery for appendicitis." "Anna, where are you now?" "Noah, don't worry. I'll be there for you when you need me most. I'm coming back from Chicago to New York tonight. Wait for me." Her voice on the phone was a mixture of gentleness and anxiety. When Anna said those words, she sounded as gentle as she had for the past 5 years, as if I were truly the person she loved most in the world. Of course, I never saw her that night. It wasn't until 3 days later that she finally showed up, looking tired from her trip from Chicago. "Noah, I'm back. Don't be scared. I'm here," Anna said, rushing to my hospital bed and gripping my hand, her face a mask of tenderness. I just stared at my fiancé, silent. I was sick, I'd had an appendectomy, and even though 3 days had passed, my whole body felt like it had been run over by a truck, and I was still running a high fever. Anna looked at me with a pained expression and quickly asked the doctor, "He's burning up. Has he been given anything for the fever?" But the doctor replied with disdain, "A week's supply of ibuprofen was prescribed 3 days ago. It's in short supply everywhere right now. There's no more for you, so you just have to tough it out." "How can that be?" Anna watched the doctor walk away with a complicated look on her face. I lay in bed, looking coldly at my fiancé. Even though I was burning up, my heart felt like ice. What kind of friend would make Anna steal her fiancé's medicine and personally deliver it all the way to Chicago? I just couldn't understand it. When I didn't say anything, the worry on her face deepened, and I could see a hint of guilt in her eyes. "Noah, please say something. I'm back now. If you want to cry, just let it out. I'll never leave you again." Anna cupped my face in her hands, their coolness a slight relief against my feverish skin. With tears welling in my eyes, a mix of anger and hurt, I asked, "So you finally decided to come back from Chicago? What kind of friend was so important that you would steal my medicine, go take care of him for 3 days, and leave your own fiancé behind with a 105-degree fever?" Anna's expression became even more guilt-ridden, and a hint of exhaustion crept into her deep eyes. She leaned in and kissed my cheek gently. "I know you've been hurt, but I promise it won't be like this anymore." For 5 years, Anna had been nothing but sweet and gentle with me. 2 months ago, I had proposed, and we were officially engaged. Looking at her now, full of affection, my resolve began to soften. But then, her kiss brought with it a different scent. It was Yves Saint Laurent's Mon Paris, and its rich, fruity fragrance instantly flooded my senses. How could I forget that smell? There was an entire drawer full of it back at our apartment. When her ex, Liam Carter, had dumped Anna and left without a word, all he'd left behind was his collection of unused bottles of Mon Paris. Anna treasured them like relics. And in that moment, I knew exactly who she had stolen my life-saving medicine for. Going all the way to Chicago overnight. "Liam's back, isn't he?" I gently pushed her away. The sight of her was suddenly making me sick. Anna didn't say a word, just lowered her head, her face etched with shame. Anna and I had been together for 5 years, and I always knew there was a first love she could never forget. Liam. She was always perfectly attentive to me, but I knew that was only because he wasn't around. The moment Liam reappeared, everything Anna and I had would vanish like a mirage. Anna's TikTok was always private from me. I asked to see it once, but she told me it was where she kept her memories with Liam sealed away. She said she couldn't bear to make them public, and especially couldn't bear for me to see them. Her Facebook was always set so posts disappeared after a few days. I wanted to see her older photos, but she said they were all of her and Liam, that those memories were too precious to share with me. I orgid, I cried, I vorvid. I begged her to delete everything related to Liam, but she would just refuse and try to soothe me, saying, "Noah, you're the one I'm with now. He's in the past. Why would you be jealous of him?" I asked her once, what if Liam comes back? What would you do? Who would you choose? Anna never gave me a straight answer. She just sighed and said he got married last year. I pressed her. How do you know he got married? We still follow each other on TikTok. So, her fiancé wasn't allowed to follow her, but her ex was. From that day on, I knew I could never take the place of her first love in her heart. My mind raced, and the more I thought about it, the more wronged I felt. After all the years I had dedicated to Anna, I still couldn't compete with a memory. 3 days ago, when the flu was sweeping through the city, I caught it, and Anna rushed me to the hospital in the middle of the night. Medicine was scarce. There was a nationwide shortage of fever reducers, and ibuprofen was nearly impossible to find. That night, my fever was so high I was having convulsions. Anna pleaded with the nurses, sweet-talking them until she finally secured a week's supply of ibuprofen for me. Here was this powerful executive, a woman who always got her way, humbling herself and begging for me. For a moment, I was truly touched, but the feeling didn't last. I watched her holding the medicine she'd just gotten, medicine that hadn't even touched my hands yet, when she took a phone call. She hung up and just said, "Noah, something urgent came up. I have to go. I'll be back later." And just like that, the medicine she had fought so hard to get for me was gone, carried away right before my eyes. That night, I was unconscious from the high fever. In my haze, I saw a woman come into my room, pour me a glass of water, and feed me some pills. I vaguely remember taking the medicine before passing out again. Thinking about everything that had happened, I couldn't hold back my tears any longer. Anna was perfect in so many ways. She just wasn't perfect to me. Seeing me suddenly start crying, Anna grew nervous. "Noah, why are you crying?" "I'm sorry, I was wrong. Don't worry, I'm going to stand by you. I swear I won't leave you this time." Anna hugged me tightly from behind. "Then can you delete his TikTok, block his number, and delete all the videos you have of the two of you?" "Noah, you're being too sensitive. Don't worry about the videos. I promise I will never leave you." Anna gently stroked my hair and said she was going to go home to make me some soup to help me recover. The CEO of a major corporation was being so sweet to me. My heart softened. I even started to let myself believe that I was still important to her. Even though her first love was back, I was still her fiancé. I told myself I didn't need to overthink it. But what happened next shattered that illusion completely. I was discharged that afternoon. We were on the highway when Anna's phone rang. "Hello, what's wrong?" Her voice was tight, with a concern that was impossible to miss. I could hear her girls crying on the other end of the line, and my stomach dropped with a sense of dread. Anna hung up and slammed on the brakes, screeching to a halt in the emergency lane. "Noah, there's no time to explain. Get out. Liam's fever is back, and I have to go to Chicago right now. He needs me." Anna's brow was furrowed, her mind already 1,000 miles away. "Are you serious? Where am I supposed to go?" I yelled, my anger flaring. "Noah, be reasonable. You're an adult. Just call a cab and go home. Liam's situation is different. He's really struggling right now." Anna looked at me impatiently when I didn't move. "Just get out of the car," she finally screamed. "Anna," I said, my voice breaking, "don't I need you too?" I got out and stood on the shoulder of the highway, wrapping my arms around myself as I watched Anna's taillights disappear into the distance. 5 years. 5 years of my life meant less than a single phone call from her first love. One call was all it took for her to leave me stranded in the middle of nowhere. Thinking back on every little moment over the past 5 years, everything I'd given her, 5 years of my youth, I suddenly felt like a fool. A chill settled in my heart. Anna, if you can't choose me, then I'm done choosing you. I took the engagement ring off my finger and threw it as far as I could. As dusk fell, I curled into a ball on the side of the road, shivering from cold and fear. Just then, a Porsche Panamera pulled over beside me. The window rolled down, revealing a beautiful face. Her name was Scarlett Hayes. Her expression was cool and distant. Her eyes seemed to glitter in the dark, and she carried an intimidating aura that warned people to keep their distance. Scarlett got out of the car and, to my surprise, helped me to my feet. I tried to pull away, but she said in a tone that left no room for argument, "Don't move. You just had surgery. You don't want to start bleeding." It was warm inside the car. Scarlett was driving a sports car, but she drove slowly and carefully. In the soft light of the dashboard, I finally got a clear look at her face. It was her. She was the woman who had left me the box of ibuprofen when I had the 105-degree fever. She was Scarlett Hayes, a regular on business news channels, a famous powerhouse investor in the New York elite. She controlled the financial lifelines of more than half the city's major corporations. It was no exaggeration to say that if Scarlett Hayes so much as sneezed, the entire New York economy would catch a cold. I suddenly remembered that Scarlett was the largest shareholder in Anna's company. The rumors all said she was ruthless and unapproachable. Why was she being so kind to me? Sitting in the car, maybe from the emotional stress or the lingering chill from the highway, my stomach started to ache again. I curled up in the back seat, grimacing in pain. Scarlett glanced at me in the rearview mirror. Then, steering with one hand, she reached back and offered me a thermos. "Here, drink some of this. It's warm." I opened the thermos and found a steaming, sweet herbal tea inside. I took a small sip. The warmth spread through me, and after drinking about half of it, the pain in my stomach had eased considerably. I only then noticed the thermos itself. It was pink with a cute little bear on it. To my surprise, the price tag was still attached. It was brand new. I felt a little awkward. "You let me use your brand new thermos. What if your boyfriend gets the wrong idea?" Scarlett didn't answer. "I guess this tea was meant for him too," I mumbled. "Thanks again for everything." Only much later did I learn that it had been prepared specifically for me. Scarlett remained silent, but I could see the tips of her ears turn red. We drove the rest of the way without a word. When she pulled up to my apartment building, I got out and thanked her again. "Seriously, thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you tonight." "You're welcome. Get some rest," she replied. I waved goodbye and went upstairs into the empty apartment. Anna hadn't called me once since she'd abandoned me on the highway. She clearly wasn't worried at all about what might have happened to me. I went to the window to get some air and saw that the Panamera was still parked downstairs. Through the windshield, I could see Scarlett looking up at my window. Our eyes met, and for a second, I felt a strange connection. In Scarlett's usually cold gaze, there was a hint of tenderness. It was the same look I had seen in Anna's eyes when she looked at pictures of Liam. I gave Scarlett a little wave. "I'm home now, you can go." Scarlett nodded, and the Panamera drove off. I didn't hear from Anna all night. Now that her first love was back, she had completely forgotten about her fiancé. I couldn't sleep a wink. Just before dawn, I opened TikTok and went to Anna's profile. She had posted a new photo featuring a handsome man. It didn't take a genius to figure out it was Liam. Liam was standing behind a Porsche Cayenne, its trunk filled with a massive bouquet of roses surrounded by twinkling fairy lights. He had his hands clasped together as if making a wish. Anna's caption read, "The reflection of the moon is still the moon." Underneath, Liam had commented, "And the person before my eyes is the one in my heart." Seeing that TikTok post made me want to throw up. It wasn't jealousy, it was pure disgust. In that moment, any lingering hope I had for Anna died completely. I was sickened by what she'd done, and sickened that I had wasted 5 years of my life on her. Anna had never told me her TikTok handle, but she forgot that the app suggests people you might know. There was no going back for us now. I was so angry I stayed up the rest of the night. And as soon as the sun rose, I started packing. I was done with Anna. Someone else could live in her apartment. I was never coming back. After I finished packing, I went downstairs and by sheer coincidence, Scarlett was there again. This time she wasn't in the Panamera, but was driving a Mercedes G-Wagon. She really was a major player in the New York elite. Her influence was undeniable. Scarlett saw me with my large suitcase, and without a word, she took it from me and put it in her car. "Get in," she said. "You just had surgery. You shouldn't be out in the cold." The seat warmers were already on, and before I could even respond, she was helping me into the massive SUV. And so, Scarlett drove me to the new apartment I had rented and even helped me clean up a bit. "Scarlett," I finally asked, "was it you who brought me the ibuprofen at the hospital a few days ago?" I had to know for sure. That night, when I was delirious with fever, a woman had appeared at my bedside, given me medicine and water, and left only a box of ibuprofen behind. I had a vague memory of the woman's face, and I was almost certain it was her. Scarlett then produced 2 more boxes of ibuprofen from somewhere. "That was me," she confirmed. "If you need more, I have plenty. Who actually wants to take medicine?" I joked weakly. "Right now, it's impossible to find ibuprofen anywhere. You must really be a tycoon to just produce 2 boxes out of thin air." "I'm not telling you to take the medicine," she said softly. "I'm telling you not to be afraid." She said the most heartfelt things in such a calm voice. Could Scarlett actually have feelings for me? My heart started to beat a little faster, but I told myself to calm down. We didn't even know each other. I was definitely just imagining things. "Scarlett, to thank you for helping me so many times, I've decided to splurge and treat you to a nice dinner," I announced. I didn't even wait for her to agree, just pulled out my phone and found a restaurant on Yelp. And so, Scarlett and I had a lavish $30 dinner at a little Italian place. It had been 3 days since I'd moved out of Anna's apartment, and I felt more relaxed than I had in years. For the last 5 years, even when Anna was being sweet to me, I was constantly worried that her first love would come and take her away. Now, I finally didn't have to worry anymore. Letting someone go was easier than I thought, and I realized I hadn't loved Anna as much as I believed. That evening, I finally got a call from Anna. "Noah, why did you move out of my place?" Her voice was a mix of anxiety and anger. "I was just making room for you and Liam," I replied coldly. "Didn't want to be a third wheel." "Congratulations. I wish you both the best." "It's not like that, Noah. There's nothing going on with Liam. Don't be so dramatic. I swear, I just think of him as a really good friend now. You're still my fiancé, which is why you abandoned your fiancé on the side of the highway and drove to Chicago overnight. Weren't you worried at all that something could have happened to me? Are you even human, Anna?" I didn't love Anna anymore, but I had to let out all the hurt she had caused me. For 5 years, I had never once gotten angry with her. She only ever saw the easygoing, understanding, and gentle boyfriend who adored her. I took such good care of her. She mentioned she didn't like cilantro, so I'd pick it out of her food. She said she liked hot oatmeal in the morning, so I'd wake up an hour early to make it for her. All I ever wanted was for her to treat me with the same kindness, and she couldn't even manage that. Anna was probably shocked that I was talking to her this way. She was silent for a moment. "Noah, you've changed," she finally said. "You were never like this before. Why are you being so cruel? You don't get to worry about me anymore. Go worry about your precious first love. You wouldn't want his fever to come back. And I forgot to tell you, ibuprofen treats a fever, but there's no cure for being trashy." That shut her up again. "Noah, I think we really need to talk. This is all a misunderstanding." "There's no misunderstanding, Anna. We're done. And don't call me again. I don't want my girlfriend to get the wrong idea," I said, about to hang up. "You have a girlfriend? It's Scarlett, isn't it? I heard she's the one who helped you move." Anna's voice was suddenly tight with panic. "That's right, it's Scarlett. She's richer than you. She's more beautiful than you. And she actually cares about me. Plus, Scarlett doesn't have an old flame she's still obsessed with, and she certainly wouldn't steal my medicine to give to someone else." I let it all out, then hung up before she could say another word. Since Anna chose her first love, she needed to stay away from me. I didn't see her again for a while after that. The next time was at her company's annual gala. Her company was our biggest client, and I was there representing my firm. Unexpectedly, while I was there, Anna's first love, Liam, went out of his way to humiliate me. Just when I was cornered and didn't know what to do, Scarlett appeared at my side. She looked at me gently, then turned to face Anna and Liam.